Hey guys, Dr. Turner from Conforti Chiropractic. I've recently put a box out in the office and had people, our patients, write random questions for Ask the Doc. And so I'm going to answer a few of those questions now. So it's something I'll do from time to time with our patients when they write questions in the office. So this one didn't have a name on it, but there's a two-part question. First, what foods to eat or avoid for inflammation? And the second one is wine good or bad for inflammation? All right, so foods to eat or avoid. Sugar. Sugar causes so much inflammation in the body. It's actually high amounts of sugar is what actually raises cholesterol in your body. That's a lot of people think it's food. It's not. Dietary cholesterol doesn't create high cholesterol. It's inflammation from things like sugar or damaged fats. These include things like trans fats, vegetable oil, canola oil, processed meats, pastas, and other refined carbohydrates. So those are some big things to avoid. Is wine good or bad for inflammation? Well, it's good in moderation, and a moderation doesn't mean a bottle a day. We're talking about a glass a day or something like that. But it actually does reduce inflammation because it's high in anti-inflammatories. And red wine is significantly better than white wine. So that's question number one. Number two, this one is from Christoph. Any tips or suggestions for those of us who regularly fly 9 hours in economy to minimize problems? Yes, the psoas stretch, the hip flexor stretch. One I've shown it a couple times in videos, but it's the one where you take a good step forward and you stretch from the waist. You'll feel the stretch right here. This muscle runs from here through the pelvis into the lower back. And when you're seated for a long period of time, that muscle gets tight, and it's when you stand up and you feel that pain in the back, just like road trips. So stretch that. Start stretching. Well, you should do it every day, but start stretching it a little bit more before you go on the flight or a road trip, and that'll make it much better. And also from Christoph, is it bad for a habitual stomach sleeper to continue sleeping like that? Yeah, it is. I previously was a stomach sleeper. It took me a little while to get used to not doing that. So what I used was a long pillow. I laid it next to me and I would kind of drape my body over it, and that kind of got me used to either side sleeping, or eventually sleeping on my back. And when you sleep on your stomach, it flattens out that curve in the low back and puts a lot of strain on that lower back. So when you wake up, it's much more tender. So all right, I hope that helps. I got a few more questions, and we'll do another video soon. Take care.